it didn't come easy. It definitely did not come easy.
Last week, we started our interview with Grammy-nominated producer Rian 8TRACK Williams. And this week, we wrap things up. Stay tuned.
The most prominent producer then in the industry tell Tony that he could not bust a female artist because
failing is one thing. Failing publicly is a very hard thing.
I said I was holding my mouth, the lies were going, and I sat and I saw women on the TV just lying bluntly, just like that.
Released the all media survey, and when you look at the name Ron Mushet, 0, 0, 0.
You know, I had to fend for myself at an early age. In fact, my mother became mentally ill when I was 9 years old.
I sold everything and went to my wife and said, and she said to me, all right, no problem. She will back me. Just leave the house.
From entertainers, politicians, business leaders, and more, the Trailblazers with Tamara McKayle on YouTube has it all.
That I'm new to that.
I did movies with Denzel Washington. Then I wrote Baps, and that's starring Halle Berry.
You wrote Babs?
I wrote Babs, yeah.
Oh no!
Subscribe now for a brand new year of inspiration and strategies to make it from the best of the best. Plus catch up on episodes you may have missed. It's the Trailblazers with Tamara McKayle on YouTube.
So continue then, because I mean, as we mentioned, just the fact that you were sick, but you still pushed forward. You were still putting out your work even during that time.
Yeah, very much. And I wasn't as inspired, but I was trying to just stay consistent. So whenever I did make something, so I make like one beat a day. So I like to have at least over 350 beats made in a year, right? And at that time, it was just like a struggle to just make music. But whenever I did, I just sent it to him and you know, to other artists as well. But yeah, it took me so long. And I actually met Protoje for the first time physically in 2018. So 4 years of us knowing each other, we met for the first time in 2018 in California. And then that's when I met Yaadcore as well. And, you know, Yaadcore was his DJ at the time. And then Yaadcore approached me about being an artist himself. And I ended up producing his first song, which is Ready Now. And that song actually done pretty good. It's still doing its thing, you know.
Definitely. It still is.
Yeah. But yeah, so just through me getting sick, so many blessings have came from that. And it's crazy just thinking about the things that have came from that. And, you know, life is just a very unpredictable thing. Like we make our own plans. We have goals, but you know, what is meant for us based on decisions that we make is things are gonna happen. So if it's A, B, and C, A is to be a doctor, B is to be a lawyer, and C is to be a music producer. If I choose path A, whatever is meant for me to endure and go through, I'm gonna go through that to be whatever's meant for me on that path. So for me, with everything that I have endured, I look at it as it's definitely meant for me to be on this path. Some things I can be accountable for, like with me getting sick and, you know, things like that, but it's all to build endurance. It's all to build up my character, me as a man, to learn more about myself, trial and error, you know, things like that. I made a lot of sacrifices. You know, I'm a single man. I have no children. And some of my friends, they was having children. And I'm like, whoa, like, you know, like one day I like that for me, you know, but I just made so many sacrifices because I just knew that this is what I wanted to do and I couldn't compromise that. So when I get this Grammy nomination, it's people that are like, wow, like, you did it, you know, like your sacrifice is paid off for a reason. And to see me accomplish this, it's just a wow factor to me, but to everybody, you know. And yeah, just when I think about the whole journey just to get her, that's why, my humility is just really high, because it didn't come easy. It definitely did not come easy. With whatever accolades I get in life, I'm grateful of it. But, it's I just remember everything that it took just to get to this place. Like jewelry and all this kind of stuff, it doesn't define me, right? Because I don't base my happiness on things that could get taken away from me. My happiness is more within me. It's what God put in me. It's the things that God put in me to endure. Like when I was sick, the fight to just keep going, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't like those are the things that are in me that nobody can take from me. You know what I'm saying? I don't base my happiness on things, people, and circumstances. I'm grateful of, good people. I'm grateful of everything, but that's not where I put my happiness. My happiness is always starting within, and then everything else I'm just grateful for. But, so because when I got sick, I felt like that I got stripped. When I got down to 120 pounds, I remember looking in the mirror like, man, like, what woman is gonna want me looking like this, So it's like, I just it humbled me to see that so much was taken from me, but to build myself back up has been an even better process and a better version of me. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
definitely can relate to that. I mean, I'm a younger person than you, but at the same time, everything that you said has resonated with me, and I'm sure will resonate with our viewers, because the part where you're just sharing, and one of my favorite like word, or even it's like actually a scripture, and it says all things work together for good. And I definitely believe that, because I feel like with your story and what you have been so vulnerable with and sharing, had you not gone through any of that, right? Had you not gone through the sickness and, as you mentioned, doing the acupuncture and then coming across Protoje's music, had you not gone through all of those things, as you mentioned, you wouldn't have been able to be the 8TRACK that we know and love today. And you have, been nominated for the Grammy, but trust me, you'll get the actual Grammy, very soon. So we're putting that out there into the universe.
Yes.
So I mean, it was all, even though, and that's one of the things I would want you to, well, what you have been sharing with our viewers, the fact that sometimes in life you're going through things and you have to push through. You have to push through, because you'd never know how it could be much better on the other side.
Yeah, it's because, life is filled with adversities, right? That's never gonna change. So it's all about your approach to it. Are you gonna let it defeat you, or are you gonna conquer it? You know what I'm saying? And you don't need to just have like a beast mode mentality to just take on life and challenges. Like, no, you could be very much humble and still have endurance to go through anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to be, oh, let me put on my tough exterior. Like, you don't have to do all that. Like I said, it's all about the endurance that you get. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, what I always pray for every day is wisdom and strength and wisdom and strength for the majority is what I always pray for every day, right? So I think that the more I pray for that, the more I feel like that God gives it to me, and I try to just use it in every way I can. By just taking my time, not being so hasty, and trying to look at everything from all angles, not put my emotions into it, put some logic behind it, and then that helps me with all my decision making and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So because I'm not gonna lie, when we did a win, I was hurt. I was very much hurt. And not from a sore loser standpoint. It was more from the perspective of I manifested a Grammy nomination. All that it took to get to her, now you're telling me I'm one step to winning?
Yeah.
You know? And you know, when we didn't win, I was very much happy for Kabaka. But I knew that for myself, to be completely transparent, the plans that I had, because it's like when you get the award, you can't get no higher than that. Like, that's it. You accomplish the highest. And not to say that the Grammy award defines me. It's just what I wanted to accomplish personally, to, you know, to bring back to my country, and them to see like, look, it can be done. No, being Grammy nominated is still just as big, but you know, I wanted to, you know, have a trophy come down her and me put it in the museum, like all that. And it's gonna happen anyway, right? So, but that was my initial feeling. But right after that, I sat back and I was like, yo, like you made it to the room, you know, you made it to the room. So now you're in the class with all the others now. I am looking forward to the next time that I am nominated, and you know, with hopes of winning, and to be present when it is a win, and just to see what that's gonna feel like to actually be present when it's a win. I'm looking forward to that, you know, just to really be in the moment of it, you know, like, so yeah, I've got some things to look forward to. It's still just the beginning, you know what I'm saying?
It certainly is. And who knows, maybe a year or two from now, we look back at this interview and we'll be like, do you remember? You just have to continue to live in that feeling of you achieving it, just like when you had the feeling of being nominated even before it happened.
Yes.
Continue to live in it, and it will definitely manifest. So Rian, okay, so now you've achieved that, you are doing your thing. Guide us in terms of the creative process for you, because is it something that you just like kind of flow, or it's something that you have to really like concentrate?
Very seldom I am intentional. I like to just flow. I'm inspired by how I feel, but I'm also inspired by songs. So sometimes I could hear just some songs and then I heard the whole entire track. But for the majority, I just like to just flow, because it's art, right? I'm only intentional if an artist says they want a specific kind of beat. Then, you know, I will purposely have all intentions to just make exactly what they want, if it's still part of who I am. I'm not gonna just make anything, right? So, but yeah, and my process is I need a very tranquil environment. So a lot of times I like making music late at night or early in the morning, with a cup of tea. And how I have my music set up, it's facing my two windows looking out towards the sky, the trees. I have some birds that are just always outside of my window every day. I have my dog that I get to look at, people just walking across, exercising. So I have life just inspiring me, you know. So it could be a beautiful woman that walks past, and I might just be inspired to make a track inspired by just me seeing her, or it might be an elderly person walking past, and I could just go in my head and think like, you know, they'll probably had, cause sometimes I see people walking past me. So where I stay, a lot of people just exercise and walk past. And it's been a few times where some elderly people have walked past, and somebody told me about this lady, and they said that this one lady in particular, her dog is blind, and the lady can only see out of one eye herself. So sometimes when I see her walk past and just seeing her like just being consistent, just walking past every day, that puts like inspiration in me as well, to where God gave me, good health for now. So I have a lot to be grateful for.
Yes.
So that could inspire me, just everything inspires me, and I'm able to see it just right outside of my window.
I love that. I love that. I love the fact that you get inspiration from just about anything. And I also love the fact that the gratitude you spoke about, being grateful. So you're in Bermuda now. What are your goals? And well, we know you're going to get that next Grammy, but separate from that, like, what are you working? Anything major that you're working on? And what's next? Where do you see yourself going?
So at the moment, I do have some pretty big opportunities. So now this has opened up my network. So now it's certain people I have access to now. So now a lot of people are asking me for music. And so now it's just a whole lot of submissions right now that I'm dealing with. I don't want to say any names yet, because I'll tell you this one story. This one time I produced for this group, and the record label was sending me a check, and the artist, they got into some trouble, and then they got dropped. And the record label just took the check right back, just like that. So I just would rather wait till something comes out, because the industry is just, you just never know. Like Protoje could send me a message right now and be like, yo, so my next project, you're producing the whole project now, and he could send me that message right now, and then that could come out in a month. So the industry is just very spontaneous, right? So now this has brought me a lot more access to people. So there's a lot of submissions to a lot of big artists. I'm really happy with that, because I'm happy that I have the access now. So that's one thing. I would say that my goals for this year in particular is just to keep on basically doing what I'm doing, with just submitting music to like artists, keep on networking, keep on just, most importantly, focus on my content, which is my product, which is the music. So being consistent with that, because sometimes I might not be as inspired, but I tell myself, no matter how I'm feeling, still make something a day. And because at the end of the day, it's going to build up my archive.
Yes, I love that. And you know what you just said just now, Rian, to cut you a little bit, where you spoke about how the spontaneity of the music industry, but at the same time, not revealing things premature. And that's like a life lesson, because that's something like my mom would also say to me, like, don't announce things premature. Let it be when it's done and out there, then it's out there. But don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to be a quiet when it comes on to.
Yeah. And I can understand the excitement of wanting to tell people, but it's better when it's secure.
Yes.
Because then no, it's not gonna change. Saying once it's secure. So, but I just know that for myself, my goals are actually just more personal. Just, my goals is just one thing, and that's just to grow and spirituality, physically, creatively, like in all departments of my life. I just want to be a person that continues to grow, and just with that, it means me not being complacent. Like, wherever I see an opportunity, take it. Wherever I can create an opportunity, take it. Face my fears. I was scared to go to Jamaica, to be honest, but I still went.
You were? Why?
Yeah, because that was my first time traveling outside of the US, right?
Oh.
And right, so I wasn't familiar with Jamaica.
Or was it what you heard on the news made you scared?
No, I just didn't know what to expect. It was just being just because traveling to the United States, right? No matter what state you go to, it's pretty much the same thing. It's highways, it's cities, and everything looks the same, right?
I know.
Right, so Jamaica, it was like a bigger Bermuda, and I didn't know what that was gonna be like. So just me going to a bigger island, I didn't know what to expect. Like, I don't know if I was gonna see snakes or like just anything, because it's a bigger island, right? Because in Bermuda, like, we don't really have too much wildlife, so I didn't know what kind of wildlife could have been in Jamaica.
Australia or something like that.
but it wasn't nothing that made me, not want to come. It was just like, okay, I'm coming completely to a foreign place that I have no kind of familiarity with.
Fair enough.
Because I could go to New York, and New York is going to be kind of equivalent to Atlanta or equivalent to Miami. And I was doing that from a young age. So, but if I was more travel, like outside of the United States, like even when I went to London, that was like an 8-hour flight. And I'm like, what is it going to be like in this place? So not just even because I feel like that I have been so Americanized that it was just like, okay, I don't know what to expect.
It was just a new experience. Now, I understand.
When I went to Jamaica and Yaadcore picked me up one day, and I was like, yo, I want to get something. I want to get some food. Like, you have a Starbucks around? And he was like, Starbucks?
Well, we do have Starbucks now.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was, bro, you need to be like in the culture. So I said, okay, cool, man. Like cool, no problem at all. So it was just me still being a little Americanized. That's all it was.
No, because we have the best coffee in the world, Blue Mountain Coffee. So we normally use local.
Which is still in Bermuda, yes.
Yeah, but we do have Starbucks right at several places across the island, because we are becoming very Americanized. But I would say this. Even though I am Americanized, but that I don't want to be limited with that either. Yeah.
So going to Jamaica was just like, it was like another thing I accomplished to help me just to evolve, and be amongst the culture and people and things like that. And I'm actually looking forward to going back, because I felt like my duration wasn't enough. Like, I was only there for like 4 days. So, but I need to, it's so much for me to see. I know, like, and where I was staying in New Kingston. So I was really like
in the urban area side of things.
Right.
Well, I'm in Kingston as well, so I do understand. But yeah, 4 days too short. When you come back, we have to bring you to Dunn's River and,
please
enjoy yourself.
I'll make sure I got a 6-pack by then. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so we're winding down, but I just wanted you to share, because you have shared with us very vulnerable, very authentic, and we appreciate that, 8TRACK. And trust me, we could continue this conversation because you're so easy to talk to. So you're you have a likable personality.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, but share with us, share with our viewers your major, because you have shared quite a bit with us already though, but your rules for success from 8TRACK. what can they do and implement right now to become a trailblazer in their respective career, their respective journey, regardless of whatever field or industry that is?
Take yourself serious first, right? Because nobody's going to take you serious more than yourself. And if you don't present yourself as somebody who is serious about what you are, what you want, then nobody else is, right? So, you know, when you want something, you go all out to get it. When you want a car, when you want a house, when you want, you know, that special someone, you know, you're being so persistent with these things. So my thing is, whatever you want your career to be, whatever you want success in, you gotta want it, because I didn't know I was gonna get sick. I didn't know I was gonna endure everything that I went through just to get to this space, but I don't regret it. I don't take it back. And my thing is, when you want something, and this is why being honest with yourself is so important. Like, just don't do something for the money. Do something because you really, really want to. And from that, when you win along the way, you're gonna appreciate it. But when you're going through challenges, you're gonna keep in mind, no matter what I go through, this is what I want, and I'm gonna go through it. Because you're not gonna look at a challenge as a stop sign. You know, you're gonna look at a challenge as I'm still gonna go through it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a yield sign. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little stop. Okay, I'm gonna still keep on going. You know, so taking yourself serious, being the biggest believer in yourself first. And then really choosing something that you want to do, right? And then the next thing is, have conversations with people that are in the field that you want to be successful in, and start building your network. Conversations are everything. The biggest deals have been accomplished over drinks and coffee and dinners and things like that. So just networking with people and being genuine about it, because you could pick up information that can help you to start. Information is important, just like how education is. Information and education, they work hand to hand. So getting as much information is important, because then you will learn tips and tricks, the do's and don'ts, you know? And then, you know, also what I'm big on is networking and also genuine relationships with people, right? Because you never know who's going to know somebody, and you never know who might make it before you, you know? So you could be in your field and somebody that's in it with you, and next thing you know, they end up excelling farther than you, but then they remember that good relationship that you two had, and they're like, yo, this is where I'm at. I'm going to bring you with me, yes. You know, just based on just having good relationships with people as well, you know, and, you know, invest into yourself, you know, like when it comes to information, invest into yourself with any resources as well. You know, we live in a world now where everything is accessible now. So it's no reason for you to it's no reason for you to have a lack thereof when it comes to the tools that you need. Like, everybody has access to these tools. Also, be innovative. See what has been working for everybody else and don't follow that, you know, because we all have our own path. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, where some people, their path has been using money to get ahead. Your path could be just you being yourself, people liking you, you know, like, you know, I like you, you know what, you know, come have dinner with me at my mansion this weekend. Let's have a conversation, you know, like, you just never know, but being who you are it's the most important thing, because you can only be that person. That's all you can be. And don't change for nobody, because, take a stance on who you are and make people respect you. You might not have what they have, but make them respect you, because sometimes it can be sometimes you might look down on ourselves because somebody's it's got more than us, but the only difference is just what they have. But you as a person can be better than them, So don't let possessions and what a person has be something that makes you feel less than, or like they're higher than you. And no, because once you accomplish that, now you have what they have, plus you have who you are. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would say all those things. Also prioritize eating good. I have to promote health. Prioritize eating good, good rest, and definitely taking time off for yourself, because you could be just like this all day, like jumping all over the place, but take time off for yourself. If it means just at least once a day, just taking a few minutes out, drinking, like just have a cup of tea, soothe yourself, meditate, or just lay down, turn your phone off. Like just take at least 20 minutes out of your day just to do that. And because you need to regroup, you need to rejuvenate, you need to restore. You know what I'm saying? To hit the road running again. So, a lot of times we promote like all these things, but we don't promote how important it is to have good health along the way. So you might not have a lot of money at some point to eat as healthy, but just be conscious as well, of everything. So, I would say that those are my little that's my little
your gems.
My little jams, to give to the people. So, and I'm still using them today, and I know I still have an even longer, farther way to go. I'm not just complacent being her. And I feel like I gotta learn from everybody,
That is so true. That is so
true.
No
no matter what age bracket, I feel like I could take a piece of something from everybody to help me get to where I'm going to go in my life,
Words of wisdom and inspiration there from Rian 8TRACK Williams. This has been a fantastic interview. Thank you so much. I appreciate you just sharing, being vulnerable. Congrats on all your achievements, and we know that you have bigger and better things in store, so just keep at it.
Thank you so much, Tamara. I really appreciate it. And, when I do win this Grammy Award, I'll be back on her. And who knows, I might even just come to Jamaica just because, just to do it physically. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome! Or anywhere in the world.
Your platform is something I'm very grateful of as well, to just share my journey and my testimony and all of these things. So I really appreciate you for this.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm Tamara McKayle, a television and radio presenter, producer, communication specialist, and of course, producer and host of the Trailblazers series. I'm inviting you, yes, you, to join our family. All you have to do is just click that subscribe button right below. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're alerted as to when we have new episodes. And of course, join our family for weekly inspiring and uplifting episodes that will give you the tools, the keys, and the strategies that you need so that you can blaze your trail.